Welcome back to Otaku Daikun. Dai here, and it's time for some more Fate memes. Including the intro, I've compiled 69 memes from across Twitter, Reddit, and my own Discord. I try to give credit when possible, but sometimes I get the wrong watermark, or no watermark at all. Thus, if you see one of yours here, let us know so we can celebrate your creativity. Without further ado, let's dive in. Even though Christmas is a time for snow and cheer, FGO decided to gift us Lost Belt 7, which is filled with searing hot jungles and suffering. Sorry, Fate Grand Order isn't available right now. A law banning FGO has been enacted in the US. We are fortunate that President Yu Olga Marie has indicated that she will work with us on a solution. Personally, I don't think our government should have the power to ban media apps. Nor do I think credit card companies should be the ones policing what websites we can buy from. The 2024 nuclear family. There's our neurodivergent dad. All he ever thinks about is Mapo Tofu. We've got our gay moms, though by definition she'd have to be bi, right? You can't forget the effeminate boy daughter, though to be fair, these Marines still haven't even hit puberty. Lastly, there's the woke dog who won't eat meat. I'm glad the dog's making his own decisions at least. Forcing your pets to be vegetarian is animal cruelty. Oh, Mashu, you and Da Vinci have really gotta stop doing this. Target elimination confirmed, only for Carnunos to get back up and swamp us. Annihilation of Ort visually confirmed. Bullshit, the cockroach is about to revive for the upteenth time. It seems Ordeal Call is gonna be more like Papers, Please. As far as the story's concerned, we can't bring our beloved extra classes. Honestly, I think the counterforce just needs to accommodate these servants. It's not like we made them. Well, actually, mages did invent the ruler class, but you can blame outer space and the moon cell for everything else. Rulers, alter egos, avengers, all manner of servants don't belong to the 7 classes. You cannot take these servants with you into the time beyond 2019, not with your current understanding. What does my understanding have to do with it? That's like telling someone murder is illegal, but only from a certain point of view. Try telling that to the judge. Also, wouldn't this mean the Ainsburns would be rejected by the human order for summoning Angra Mainyu? They did that way before we did. Picora watched Fate Zero Episode 3 on stream, and she doesn't approve of Kiritsugu cheating on Airi with Maya. Based. I get that he's gone through some shit, but making out with another woman isn't going to fix that. Oh, Carrie, you used to be so kind and friendly. Look how the cruel world has tainted that innocence. Olga and Gudako in the Squid Game. Why are you here? I thought you were financially stable. Are we all just one deliberately targeted banner away from poverty? Breaking news! Type Moon has opted to update the animation for wyverns, leaving countless servants scratching their heads in confusion. Seriously, what a waste of development. I'm sorry, Matahari. My king, this Maide guy from Honkai Star Rail looks just like you. You've got some balls to compare me to him, Master. You know that I despise fakers, right? If this were the Gilgamesh from Fate Stay Night, Gudako would have been killed, hands down. See? How I stare at the faker after decimating Saber right in front of him. What's stopping this guy from wanting to own Ritsuka like he did Artoria? Aww, at least Shiro's a good boy. He's an adorable puppy protector. He'll make Aya into a chew toy. Are his feelings mutual, though? Why did you smile at that woman? Woman? It was the newborn baby! Huh, jealous much? Clearly, Artoria's just under a lot of stress and needs to calm down. Can't say I approve of this method, though. I recently put out a waifu files on Kara no Kyokai. As much as I like Toko, her smoking is a huge turnoff for me. After all these years of wondering who the Grand Servants are, we finally just get to pick them out ourselves. I know who I'm making Grand Saber. Saber, please take this more seriously. Shiro. No, that's too serious. Stop it. Stop it. It's silly. Get on with it! Would you love me forever? No. I would love you 5 ever. Shiro, you impatient imbecile! This reminds me of how Barghest eats her lovers. Well, you could consider Shiro's whole hero of justice shtick pretty cheesy. My servant, who doesn't understand she's begging for boiling water that's on the stove.
Dogs don't know it's not bacon.
It's bacon!
Deep within me, right where my soul should be, lies nothing but darkness, a vast and endless void. So, you're hungry? Yes!
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Think, Salter, think! If you become my enemy, it means I'll have to stab you. Except, she didn't have a choice. I'm just not in a good place right now. Damn, Britain? Suddenly that raincoat makes a lot more sense. I love Taiga so much. You love me? Nah, girl, I love Taiga. Ah yes, the fierce Fujimura kind. I love Artoria. Me too. Oh, we are not the same. To be fair, they are completely different people. I'm doing my best. Aw, it's okay, sweetie. It doesn't have to be a competition. After all, I love you in every universe. Wait a second, who's that one in the bottom corner? I don't think I've ever seen that artwork before. Life is shit, but at least we have Saber. Indeed, I could hit rock bottom and still have a glimmer of hope knowing she's around. In my fantasies, that is. Still, Morgan's nothing to scoff at either. Beauty runs in their genes. You got a girlfriend? No? Well, now you have. What's with the caveman grammar? Who needs therapy when you have Morgan Le Fay? While therapy can be helpful, you've got to admit, one single session's cost could go a long way in the gacha. I'm starting to think my people don't understand what I pay them for. You don't pay us. What I allow them to live for. Ah yes, the whole pay me a tax just to exist strategy. That really worked out, didn't it? 9 months in my womb, making me suffer, and he still looks just like his stupid father. I mean, that was basically guaranteed given the genetic factors involved. Dad, I know it's Halloween, but what's with this outfit? It's way too revealing. I don't know. This just means that Ritsuka has good taste in anime. Also, I kinda doubt Mordred would be this embarrassed, given what she normally wears. All you've gotta do is convince her it's normal menswear. Hello, Princess Mordred. I'm not a... As my first decree, henceforth, you shall only call her Princess Mordred. All hail Princess Mordred! No! This isn't the kind of acknowledgement I wanted! Do you like homegrown British boobies? No, I hate everything British. Yes, and that's why I hate you, Oberon. Oh, the King of Knights, caught indulging in lustful sin. I bet she's wondering, who leaked my nudes online? I'd accuse Reen, if she actually knew how to use a computer. Quite the solid alibi. That's not laced with something, right? Castor may be a bad guy, but she's got impeccable taste. There's the visual novel, its anime adaptation, and lastly, the Netflix version. I'm not sure where this came from, but it looks legit. Did you know Fate Zero is getting a stage play in Japan? The one for FGO was the epitome of cringe, but I'd like to stay optimistic for this new one. Am I the only one who wanted them to add Shiro Kotomine to Star Rail? Well, he's from Fab, not Stay Night, so they can't let him join the collab. Do not abbreviate Fate Apocrypha like that! I, for one, think it's genius. Dude, this chick was so hot. Was there ever an explanation for why she was banging her dog? Wasn't this referring to one of those e-girls? I sure wish that Bazette in Coup had an H scene. She doesn't get enough Rule 34 in general. Hey bestie, if he nuts in you, then nuts in me, would it be sharing an indirect kiss if we scissored? It would be an indirect something, that's for sure. Whatever you want to call it, I'd watch. What a pity. This year I only get a craft essence, but if you vote me for Earth's president, you will be greatly rewarded. Your president can be very generous. You know, there has been a lot of debate over how to attract more male voters. I'm so glad they drew a circle for this picture. Otherwise, my eyes wouldn't know where to look. It's awesome how some conventions still allow for this. Medusa sure kicks ass in battle, but how do you think she looked to Shiro? You know, when a cat shows you its butt, that means it trusts you. When Ryder was tasked to invade Shiro's mind, she expected to see lots of teenage wet dreams. Instead, she found nightmares and tragedy. Gotta say, those Fate mangas show us more of certain scenes that the VN just doesn't cover. When the various Medusas, or Medusae, figure out that they can swap bodies. How nostalgic, this is the form from before I was cursed. Yes, and this was when I had a strict diet. Meanwhile, these tits are too heavy! Imagine having to deal with that without muscle memory. Back pain ahoy! Speaking of backs, when you agree to a three-way, but Shiro only winds up pounding one of you. Given how possessive Sakura can be, I was actually quite surprised by that scene. It's okay though, Shiro's got enough bone in his sword for everyone. So, you're 8 inches deep inside Jalter, while Salter is 16 inches deep inside you. Do you go forwards or backwards? Surely the correct strategy involves furiously going back and forth, no? This fuck train's gotta reach the station after all. When people overuse the term gooner. Hey boss, what's the plan? Who are you people? I thought I hired goons. Meanwhile, when can we start jerking off? What? I thought I hired goons. Ugh, this makes me wonder what Shinji needs those guys for. Who cares? The dude's an abomination either way. Since I've played this Jackbox game before, I want to know what he's supposed to be the champion of. Probably the champion of douchebags. Shout out to adult women. Gotta be one of my favorite genders. Wait, is that Taiga 18? The Toradora one, that is. You can never tell just from looking. For instance, Irie is only 9 years old. Mordred's younger than 10, Kyo's 12, and somehow Ilia's older than all of them. Artoria looks like she's 16, but is actually 36 or so. Arcoade, Skahak, Morgan, and Melusine all look gorgeous, despite being hundreds to thousands and billions of years old. Dude, this game is great! How'd you find out about it? Doujinshis, my friend. I know I've discovered at least a couple anime and games this way. Usually though, it's the opposite. The anime or game gets hype, and then the Rule 34 just rides that hype. Why should we hire you? Well, I draw arrow doujins. You're in! This is more true than you might think. Raita, for instance, draws all manner of lewd stuff. In fact, lots of talent starts off in the adult industry before making it big elsewhere. My meat expands to its limits. Now, I know that sounds intense, but what if those limits are low? Can't mages just use enhancement on their junk to make it extra rigid? Like a reinforcement spell for your dong. I can't believe I only just thought of that now. Either way, Shiro's too focused on his work to be distracted by Luvia's bouncing bosom. Luckily, even when it comes to studies, you still have to take breaks. And what better way to spend those breaks than nestled between those melons? Think of it this way. Imagine going to the dentist, only to find that the dentist is a smoking hot woman. And there you are, sitting in the chair and having to stare at her boobs. I mean, the sudden urge to… Urge to what, Archer? Bust one in your pants? Fair enough. Clearly this dude's been through some shit too. A hero of justice's dream, beaten down by an eternity of killing. Why don't men ever do anything for their birthdays? Well, Reen, imagine celebrating the day when all your problems started. Emiya's struggling with the instrumentality dilemma. Is it worth the suffering to reap life's happiness? In Sword Art Online, time flows forward. In ReZero, time loops. In Fate, the timelines are one massive superhighway of bullshit. Actually, with all those different SAO video games, I know that universe has at least 3 timelines. One for the original series, another for the video games, and a third for SAO Progressive. You can get through all of it so long as you pledge not to question things too harshly. Just consume product and get excited for next product. This means putting up with Nasu's myriad retcons. Beast 1 was vanquished through dialogue. Was he now? Pretty sure we settled things the shonen way. Humanity should be burned. Change my mind. Now this is what I'd call a dialogue, though something tells me Gaetia's more reasonable than Steven Crowder. Sup, Nasu? Did you know the outside world must be way bigger than the lands within Japan? Huh? The outside world? Yes. International fans exist, and we demand Fate Grand Order Arcade, damn it. Oh shit, run for it! It's Skibbity Nubble! Actually, now that I look at it, that's a pretty clean pixel art toilet. Not nearly as offensive as the YouTube video. Hold up, nobody asked for this collab, though it seems to fit surprisingly well. Awful taste, great execution. So, Happy Cat travels with Mashu inside the Black Barrel? Does that make her a circus clown or something? I yearn for the day when Mashu can just fire off that bad boy all on her own. Too bad it's dangerous for her. I guess she can't loop like Squirtoria. I suppose not everyone can be the Syntheria of FGO. And with that, we've just experienced another 69 glorious Type Moon memes. Thanks to more recent developments in the story, I've got a nice surplus of memes for a quick follow-up. Until next time, celebrate your fandom. I want to give a special shout out to all my $10 and up supporters: VideoGamer75, Dante Pendragon, Stephen Elak, Otaku Mom, Mystic Samurai 1983, Freebrick, Alexis Yukio Gomez Yamato, Lunarworks, Link Pendrago, Olympian Doll, Observer Bellis, James Hewitt, Uncanny EXP, Crow Calum, Saul Soto, Tristan Riggin, Major, Winter's Edge, Sneer Cachette, Dionysus, Caitlin P, Sogai CH, Sith Lord 906, Vladimir Ovna, The Taz 96, Kengo X 77, and Alistair Bernadotte. Thank you all so much.